Hello everyone, SiegeLink here, back with a new game that I just recently got, FTL, which stands for Faster Than Light. Now, before I get into the game, I'm going to give a little bit of a backstory of this game, because this game has quite a bit of a backstory for me. The first thing I want to mention is that I'm getting this game now, even though this game I know is at least 7 or 8 years old, because I just recently watched the Yogscast Harry and Ben play like a captain list, where basically it's basically like an extra challenge level on normal mode, and it was really fun to watch, really entertaining, and it honestly is the type of game that I like. And the biggest thing that's always kind of curious to me is that people have said a lot of all throughout YouTube that this game is like brutally hardcore and it's just completely unforgiving. And that never made sense to me for one reason. Growing up, I had sort of a like middle school mix with high school that I went to, and I started in 8th grade, and I met two people, Quentin McCoy and Brendan McGuire, I think. Brendan played this game anytime he had free time on his laptop, and every time I just peered over and was watching him, he was cruising through the game with ease. This game, for him, was just nothing. It was brutally easy, the easiest game ever. So that's why it always confused me. And yeah, that was back when I was in 8th grade, and now it's been like I think 4 years since I've graduated high school. So this game is nearly a decade old at least. And the characters I'm actually going to name for this reason: Brendan, Siege, which is not only a simplified version of SiegeLink, but also some people call him IRL. And this one is going to be McCoy, for McCoy928, which some of you might know earlier on my channel. And also, he was a friend of mine. He's the last name of Quentin McCoy, who was a friend of mine in high school. And I'm going to play as this ship. There's two ships I have available right now. Okay. Did not mean to do that. Let's go back real quick. So this is the basic ship, and this is the first one you unlock. It actually takes longer than I expected to unlock ships. But this one has 3 humans, and this one has 2 NG. And this ship I've just overall had a bit of an easier time with. This one's a bit more basic. This one has a special way to fight it, and I'm still not even certain the best way to use it, honestly. But humans, I wouldn't necessarily say are the worst, but like you definitely want to diversify in terms of like what race, because there's quite a few races. There's human, NG, mantis, which are fighting base. There's rock monsters, which I really want to get because they deal with fires, which is something that that's basically what's killed me in every single one of my games, even though I think I've finally figured out the venting system in this game. So hopefully that won't be as much of an issue. Yeah, let's rename these guys. And this one, basically the way it works is you don't have any damaging weapons at all, so you can't damage them just with weapons. You have to rely on this drone initially. But Ion Blast 2, very quick charge time, and basically what it does is it temporarily locks down a system, and it also can plink their shields. And because it has 4 seconds, it will just either plink their shields so the combat drone can do damage, or it will just disable something temporarily, which is very useful. And it can often result in some easy fights where you can win it without having to do any damage. Not going to change the ship name just because I don't have... You know what? Screw it. Let's call it Parker, which is the name of the school that we all went to. If I can click rename. There we go. That was awkward. Another reason that I really like this game, specifically for recording, which I didn't know until I got it, was because this game, apparently, is windowed. You can play windowed, and it doesn't mess it all up. Almost all the games I have, you might not be able to hear me, pretty much all the games I have with the exception of Minecraft are full window. They take up the whole screen and you can't click anything on like the hotbar down here, which is what I need to do if I want to access my recording software quickly, which can make things awkward, especially Empire Earth. So we want to get to this exit, and basically the way this game works is there's a giant fleet, almost like the Empire, but that's called, like in Star Wars, except it's called Rebels. And there's like pirates, there's the civilians, and there's rebels that are just chasing you. And every time you see this, the nebula here will make the fleet pursue slower, but will disrupt your sensors. That basically means that you can't see inside their vehicle. So generally a good idea is to kind of go close to where you are and kind of just map out like I would say overall you have maybe like 7 jumps you can do, and maybe like 10 or 11 if you go into the nebula. So here I'm thinking here, 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 and then into the nebula and then out. And if I have an extra space, I can go here, here. So start with a distress signal. Greetings, it is good to see you. We've been out of fuel and floating out here for weeks. We are terrified of pirates, or those damn rebels would find us first. Could you spare some fuel? I'm tempted not to do this because I don't think they will pay me. I think there's like maybe like a 50% chance they'll pay you. Okay, they'll give me some scrap. That's worth it. I've got enough at the beginning. So yeah, full power to weapons, and then save 2 for the drone use. Then we'll go up here. And we've got this guy. For the sake of the video, at least for the first one, I'm going to read all this out. Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools, and they have tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational, and you move into attack. So... really? Because I don't see a hacker here. Yeah, they just have O2, pilot, shields, engine, weapons, medbay. They have... literally the only extra thing they have is a medbay, and that's not even really extra. I don't see hacking anywhere. Oh yeah, I forgot to maneuver my guys around. I like to have one in cameras, so I can see what's going on. It's not really super necessary here, to be honest. I just want to space them out a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot. Auto-fire. Yeah, auto-fire generally in this game is not that good of an idea because you have limited amount of missiles and you don't want to always use all of them. But with something like an Ion Blast that not only doesn't use missiles but is constant, you do want to do that. Now, sometimes if they're in a bad spot, they'll either choose to surrender or they'll possibly try to run away. But this time they just fought till they died and he did 1 damage to me. And got 3 fuel back, so that paid for almost all my jumps and that fuel I gave him. And you can see the barrier starting to close in little by little. You find a small space station that appears to be abandoned. Gonna examine it. Intruders. You dock with the station to take a look inside. However, no sooner do you open the airlock than pirates burst in. Meanwhile, multiple warning signals go off on the bridge. The pirates have activated a remote planetary defense system that is locking onto your ship. That is not good. Oh geez, this is really bad. So I've got NGs, which are terrible at dealing damage, and they've got a Mantis, which is really good at dealing damage. Get the human and the NG out of there. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen initially. Get him out of there. Oh boy. O2's down. I'm fine letting the drone die. Okay, fix the O2. Okay, we're getting the engines back up. We've taken so much hull damage, oh my gosh. Jump, jump. Oh my god. That was ridiculous. That was a worst possible first fight, I think. Was intruders. You have encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing a rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure anyone is on board, and its communications seem to be down. This seems just like exactly what happened. But I feel like I need more scrap to be able to repair, because otherwise I'm just going to use a bunch of my scrap just repairing, and that feels bad. Once I get to a shop. I'm taking the risk. Ooh. It looks as if the ship ran out of fuel, and the crew ran out of food. Not long after, despite the grisly scene that remains, you find one surviving crewman locked in the freezer, almost perfectly preserved, and apparently overlooked by the starving crew. We got Debbie. And he's a rock man, exactly what I wanted. And now we can just chill here. He'll have the rock man and the cameras. Because he's slow and that's the middle of the ship. So Rockmen have plus 50 health, which is a 50% increase. But they're very slow, but they're immune to fire, which makes them perfect firemen. So I'll go up into weapons. Alright, that seems good. So there's a store here. I want to wait a little, but I'm not sure if I have time to go fully into the nebula. And as well as jump there. It's also kind of risky at less than 50% hull. Oh, come on. You see a small station nearby and feel the shudder of shots ringing through the ship. You can't be sure without sensors, but it seems there may be troopers on ship. Up, we're up here. Of course, you go right for the O2. Okay, it's just two of them. Heal these guys up. This is another good thing to have a rock guy is he's not the best at fighting, but because of that extra 50 health, he's easily second best in the game at fighting. Accidentally hit save rather than go to your positions. Thankfully, there's automatic healing on this ship, which is so insanely useful. Alright, save. Yeah, see how slow that's going? I'm gonna not go to one nebula just to play it safe. I'm not sure if I can get there. Let's use a pause immediately. I'm not sure, but I might have accidentally activated that twice. I've done that before, I think. Just auto-fire onto their weapons, just get rid of them. Good. Alright, that's good. One missile, one drone part. Alright, back to positions. And jump. Yeah, and if need be, I can go there and there if I've got a little extra space. Here's a storm. How many times? This third time. Thank God I got that rock, dude. Otherwise I'd be so screwed. 2 Engies and a human trying to deal with all these intruders. You find 2 heavily armored damaged ships floating nearby, the remains of a battle. You begin to harvest some unavailable debris when you hear the sounds of someone beaming aboard, followed by the shouts of a boarding party. Right there. If NG's with the medic room and then these guys there. Now, NG's against human, I think they should win with the medic room. Well, just in case I'm gonna micro them out. Get that human in there. Now, targeting isn't a thing in this game, actually, sadly. Heal those guys up a bit. Alright, now get out of here before the storm gets bad. Yeah, I can go there, I think. Alright, so... that's really good. Second page. Ooh, we can get more Rockman. Ooh. So I can target the crew with that. I don't think I would want to do that, really. I would like another Rockman. Fire suppression by itself is amazing. Having another Rockman not only partially deals with that, but don't have quite enough for both. But I think I've gotten used to. I haven't tried it yet, but I think I know how to deal with fire, so I don't think it's as necessary. Damage. So this does basically no damage, no physical damage. Yeah, no physical damage, but damage to the crew. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I can even get a second rock person if I want to. I think 2 rocks are nice. I want to get like a mantis or a slug. Let's fix all, and then just in case, let's grab 1 fuel. Fuel and like missiles and stuff you generally don't want to buy because they can cost quite a bit, which can be annoying, but in my book you always want to have at least, if you're at a store, you always want to have at least 10. That's sort of my go-to rule. Because you never know when you're going to get another. You arrive near a damaged and space station. It appears to be abandoned, but you detect faint life signatures on board. I swear, if this is another boarding party. Got another person, thank you, thankfully. Human corpses are scattered across the station. You find the source of the signal, a lone survivor that locked themselves in a storage closet. You quickly retreat with them in tow back to the ship and hope that they can recover enough to be of some use. Another crewmate, it's a human. Not that nice, but it's alright. I think, yeah, I've got a crew spots, so either 2 mantis or like 1 mantis and 1 slime will be good. 2 NG, 2 rock guys is perfect. So let's put him there. Yeah, that's good. You know what? Screw it. Let's risk going over here. Got one more turn. There are a number of private-owned ship construction platforms in the area. You find one that has a slot open for some immediate work. Sure thing. To upgrade your piloting subsystem in exchange for some scrap. These I always do, simply because they're just cheaper versions of upgrades, basically. Even if you don't really need it right now, it's worth doing, because eventually you want to do them all. Next sector. Nebula or pirate-controlled hostile. Usually I go with Nebula, especially if there's civilian afterwards, but... I kind of want to just fight a bunch. I'll go Nebula. Just so I can do a bunch of easy ones afterwards. And you know what? Just for the sake of a simplistic video, I'm going to end it off here and just immediately record another one. These ones I'm sort of banking up after I upload the next Empire Earth. And if it's been a while since I've uploaded, it's because I've been very busy with work lately. So I'm going to... It's really nice I have another game I'm into that I can record a bunch of. So I'll break this up probably one video per sector. Make them small, sweet, and to the point. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.